So I see you decided to follow Morgan's path. Not a bad choice. Alright, Chapter 2, A Beastly Situation. Morgan woke up feeling dizzy and aching. Where am I? She thought to herself. Strangely, the room she was in had a familiar feel to it. In the room were Mario, Legend of Zelda, and Sonic posters, several Mario, Sonic, and Pokemon toys, and a massive collection of Pokemon cards, a flat-screen TV, an NES, a Sega Genesis, a Wii U, a 3DS, and a huge library of games. Whoever lives here is even geekier than Sammy, Morgan laughed. Afterwards is when the chaos began. A ginormous cat entered the room, hissing at Morgan and finally pouncing towards her with its claws drawn. Morgan found a Minecraft sword prop and smacked the cat with it. The cat grew angry, becoming literally fiery with a new lava-like color. This time it roared, and then stormed after Morgan. Morgan ran for her life, dodging the cat's pulse swipes as the heat grew more intense. There was not much room to run, considering the room she was in was a standard-sized bedroom. However, if she surrendered, she would become scorched. There must be a way to befriend it, Morgan considered. Then she halted, faced the giant molten cat, and then held out a stop signal to the cat. It came to a stop and sat down, returning to its normal temperature and its normal color, which is black. And Morgan looked at its collar, labeling it as Pumpkin, which is its name. Good girl, Pumpkin, Morgan said, stroking Pumpkin's fur. Pumpkin purred and bent down, offering Morgan a ride. Maybe you'll lead me to the exit, Morgan suggested. She hopped on, curious to where the feline would take her. The feline exited the room with Morgan on her back, leading them to the edge of a platform on an extensive pool of lava. An extensive pool of piping hot lava. Pumpkin, how will we cross? Morgan worried. Then Pumpkin stepped into the lava and began walking across it easily. I almost forgot you were some kind of genetically altered cat, Morgan remembered. Pumpkin resumed to walk across the lava and brought Morgan to an intersection containing multiple robots and genetically altered animals on their way to particular destinations. As Pumpkin turned east at the point of the intersection, an alarm went off. She had been caught! Several killer robots and fiery animals were chasing after her and Pumpkin. There were molten sharks, fierce lava tigers, and enraged lava monkeys. Not only that, but there were robots with large mouths, sharp teeth, and crab-like claws. And there were robots that resembled knights with plasma swords and top-spinner shields. And gelatin-like robots with several cannonball blasters attached to them and multiple gelatin robot babies following them. An exit was near, but the robots and animals were right on their tail. Knowing that they would get caught, Pumpkin sacrificed herself by tossing Morgan to the exit before they were caught. The door, as in the exit, closed before Pumpkin could enter. Poor Pumpkin, Morgan said as she got up, dusting herself off. In case if any of you are inferring that Pumpkin was killed, that's not the case. Pumpkin is not killed. But she doesn't appear any time later in the story, but I can confirm that Pumpkin is still alive and well, but She just sacrificed herself for Morgan. Anyways, Morgan got up. Poor Pumpkin, Morgan said as she got up, dusting herself off. She was in a large room with a giant torch at the center. Before she could walk towards the room's center, she was knocked out by an unknown person. Morgan woke up in a room with a power panel in the center, 4 tall doors on each of the 4 walls, and streamers hung on the walls. Where am I? Morgan wondered to herself. Alright, guys. Then the doors opened and swarms of swarms of killer lava monkeys were charging towards her with similar to the ones she saw earlier. She needed to get rid of them. She looked around the room and spied a lever on top of a thin ledge near the ceiling. The ledge was on the west wall. To get there, she spied several thin ledges to run along and jump to so that she could reach the ledge with the lever. She ran over to the ledge on the west wall that was closest to the floor and jumped onto it. She jumped and ran across ledge to ledge, and the lava monkeys were right behind her, being the gifted climbers that nearly all monkeys are. Before the monkeys could reach her, Morgan jumped to the final ledge, pulled the lever, and it activated the power panel, which released an eruption of light. The light served as a beacon for the monkeys, which ran towards the light. The light vaporized each monkey as they entered the light. That was a close call, Morgan sighed with relief. At that moment, lava began rising from the floor. Wow, you've got to be kidding, Morgan said sarcastically. Then she remembered the streamer she saw from earlier and spotted a glass window on the opposite wall from her. I could use these streamers to climb to and break through the window, Morgan planned. Then she grabbed onto the streamer above her and climbed from wall to wall, streamer to streamer. Then once she reached the streamer closest to the glass window, snap! The streamer snapped and made Morgan fall just above the rising lava. Swiftly, Morgan climbed up the streamer as the lava rose. Finally, Morgan reached the window, broke the glass, and jumped through right before the lava caught up with her. The lava stopped rising to the point where it couldn't escape through the window. Morgan landed in the room with a giant torch at the center from earlier. There was also an intersection leading to 2 other rooms. Could the answers to her troubles be lying somewhere close? Alright, guys. Click on the link in the description below to visit the final chapter, or go back to the prologue in which you can view Sammy's story and Haley's story. Anyways, enjoy, everyone.